Hi, my name is Andreas, and some say the perfect aircraft does not exist yet. So I decided to build it on my own. If you love aircraft, follow me, get it from dream to reality. Let's go! Hi and welcome back, my friends. We have done two very marginal last-minute changes for the fuselage. The first one is the BRS channel, in which the cables from the parachute are running to the attachment points. We are the only aircraft in the world that I know of which is capable of operating the ballistic rescue system at cruise speed. But I don't mean cruise speed of an ultralight, I mean our cruise speed, which is in the mid 200s. This means we have twice the amount of force pulling at the anchor points compared to other aircraft of this weight, and in order for it to work we need some really serious straps, which originally were intended to be Kevlar for weight reasons. But the very wide form factor tends to be not very beneficial for our cockpit interior shells, and because of this we are likely to change them to steel cables instead, but we are still waiting for the deciding answer from the manufacturer. The second change is the fillet between the fuselage and the wing, as we are preparing the molds for the wing. It is split into a middle and the two outer sections. This means that the upper half of the fillets will be part of the upper wing shells, while the section of the fuselage where the wing is located will be part of the lower central wing section. This doesn't have an effect on the form of the aircraft, but it means that I need to change the model as for where the fuselage ends and where the wing shells begin. In about 2 weeks, production of the first fuselage parts will be done. We will start with the engine door and also the ventral fin, which intentionally is a separate part so that it can be easily exchanged after a tail strike. The reason is that other than your regular Cessna, you don't land with a long flare. Instead, you just arrest the descent very slightly and then let the huge main gear shocks take care of making each landing a good one. If you come in too slow and raise the nose above 14 degrees at the same time, it will damage the ventral fin, but at least the fuselage will stay intact. Let's also speak about the Microsoft Flight Simulator version, a topic that dozens of people have asked for. Carlos has done a remarkable job, and the aircraft will definitely be way beyond freeware quality. Here is a short look at the engine to give you some insight into what unbelievable level of quality he is doing. Right now, we are only missing interior, gear and animations. The interior is being done in parallel to the work of the real one, which is also the reason for why it took that long. Here is a short look at the progress, and I guess that the release this autumn is not unlikely. The flight simulator also provides means of walk-around checks, so we are looking into super realistic checklists, including checking the oil before a flight. Once the model is out, there will also be a separate line of videos with training on how to plan the flights and operate the aircraft. So thanks for sticking with me till the end. Don't forget to leave a like and hope to see you again next week. As always, fly safe, fly Horus.